Keeping your device clocks in sync and making sure that those time settings are secure is an important part of network management. Without secure time synchronization, things like log integrity, compliance audits, and even network troubleshooting can become unreliable. To address this, many organizations use the Simple Network Time Protocol, or SNTP. SNTP is a simplified version of Network Time Protocol designed to synchronize the clocks of devices over a network. In this episode of Cisco Tech Talk, I'll show you some important updates to SNTP authentication on Cisco Catalyst 1200 and 1300 switches, starting with version 4.1.7. Next. SNTP supports authentication between an SNTP client and the SNTP server to ensure that a client system is only receiving time settings from a trusted time source. Before this release, these switches supported SNTP authentication using only the older MD5 hashing algorithm. Although MD5 is still in use on many systems worldwide, it is no longer considered secure. With this latest update, Cisco has added support for newer, more secure algorithms, including HMAC SHA-2 256, SHA-2 256, and SHA-1. In addition to the legacy MD5 option, it's important to note that firmware version 4.1.7 only accepts keys created via the command line interface, CLI. New keys must be created for the algorithm to update. Although configured in CLI only, new authentication keys will be displayed in the graphical user interface, GUI. In CLI, you can view the currently configured SNTP authentication keys and their hashing algorithms with command show SNTP configuration. Since I have not configured any keys yet, there are no authentication keys shown in the output. This command also lists any SNTP servers that are available for polling. To configure an SNTP authentication key, use the command SNTP authentication -key, followed by the key number, the algorithm, and the secret key. After entering the command, the secret key will be stored in an encrypted format. Enter show SNTP configuration to view your updated SNTP configuration. The new key now appears under authentication keys. The secret key will be shown as encrypted. Once you have created an authentication key, you need to assign it to an SNTP server. To do this, add or edit an SNTP server and specify that it will use authentication by selecting the key ID. Enter configuration mode and use the SNTP server command specifying the server address. In this case, I will add time.sbcenter.net, which was not previously listed. Next, use the keyword key along with the key number you defined earlier. In my example, that is key 2. I'll check the SNTP configuration with the show command again. You can see that the server has been added and is using encryption key 2. At this point, polling is disabled, since this is just an example. A quick reminder, if you use the GUI to add authentication for SNTP, it will only use MD5 as the hashing algorithm. The keys created via CLI display as normal in the GUI and can be viewed in plain text. Once a key has been created in the CLI, it can be edited in the GUI, but it will keep the key hashing algorithm on the updated key. To check SNTP settings in the GUI, select Advanced View, then go to Administration, Time Settings, and the SNTP Authentication. Here, you can see the server that we added using CLI. In the SNTP Authentication section, you will see the key that was created as well. If you choose to display sensitive data, the system will prompt you to confirm. Once confirmed, the secret password will be displayed. One last thing to keep in mind. If you ever downgrade your switch to version 4.1.6 or earlier, all keys besides the legacy MD5 will be deleted. Keeping your network secure and your device clocks accurate on your Catalyst 1200 or 1300 switch has never been more important. And this update makes it easier to achieve both. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.